Happy Friday! Time for the Friday Noon Nugget. It is November 14th, 2025. And do we think that our failures disqualify us from helping others? What if you went through that struggle to strengthen another or sharpen another? Today our reading had Proverbs 27:17, and the word mentorship was very strong to me. So, already with the tears, I'm Cassie with Dream Big Today, and I've been doing the Friday Noon Nuggets, and this is what thought hit me today, so I thought we'd talk about it. Now, I wrote a lot of things down in my prayer time with God, and so I haven't really read through it, so bear with me, because it's usually how it happens. It's kind of last minute that I don't know. It's fun to see. It's fun to see how God is growing me in this. In my Life Application translation of Proverbs 27:17, it says, "A friendly discussion is as stimulating as the sparks that fly when iron strikes iron." The sparks that fly. So, think about your circle of friends. Do you fill your circle full of people that can encourage you and pray with you and help you and speak life into you? Or are you even listening to them? You know, when we talk to people, when we listen with people, when we're walking with our people, are we willing to listen to them first? To relate to their situation first? To feel comfortable to share a thought with them? Do you know that you'll be turned down if you share that thought? Think about this. Also, do you do that to somebody else? When two friends get together and you talk things out, sometimes you speak your answer out, right? I think of how many times I've talked through things with Paul, my husband, and the answer comes as I'm saying it, right? And that happens with him too. Do you ever have that happen to you? I looked up the definition of mentorship, and loosely it is the guidance of someone's hindsight becoming your foresight. So can you mentor if you've had a really difficult relationship that ended, or if you've gone through a divorce? Some people think that their failed marriage doesn't equip them to help another that is married. Can you mentor if you've struggled to find a job or lost a job? What if you've gone bankrupt or lost your house? Can you mentor if you've struggled in a health issue? If you've lost a parent or a pet or a child? They're all yeses. Think about the definition. The guidance of someone's hindsight becoming your foresight. What would you have done differently? Or what do you wish you would have known then that you know now? Again, the guidance of someone's hindsight to be someone's foresight. Isn't that what we try to do with our kids? And they don't want to listen. They don't want to stop and listen. And basically, that can be pride, right? Ego. But when we know that we should have done something different, or we wish we would have known something different, we are to share that. God gives us that situation to share our struggles with another, to encourage that through their struggles. So what if our struggles are to sharpen us because of their dullness or for their dullness? Does that make sense? God knew we'd get tired. He knew that we would feel dull and get discouraged and feel stuck. When you feel like that, you need sharpening. But that also means letting someone sharpen you. The definition: sparks fly when iron sharpens iron. In finding a mentor, younger or older, may be the help that's needed. So once a mentor is found, you kind of see somebody go through something you're struggling with. Ask them, I really admire how you got through that. Do you think we could meet and you could tell me more about it? But are we willing to listen and learn? Or just hear their story? Can we learn from them? It really depends if you want to, right? If we're going to try to find the quick answer, not always, because sometimes it's a process. As we went through failures, people need to go through tough times in order to strengthen their journey too. So we can get together and have a discussion that challenges us and sparks encouragement and thought. Focus. Can we focus on what's being taught without involving our egos or feeling attacked? Conflict or accountability is usually brought up in these situations, and sometimes our ego won't let us absorb that thought. Or a past experience will make us feel that we're being attacked, when actually it's the process we need to go through to get to the next step. It's amazing how God works that way. And a lot of times, like what we're reading, he uses the enemy for his remnant. Sparks fly when iron sharpens iron. Side note about iron in the nutrition side. Did you know that most Americans are low in iron? What are some symptoms of being low in iron? Fatigue, foggy brain, weakness, lack of energy, shortening of breath, yellowing of skin. So is more iron the answer? Just take more iron? Nope. Because a large population cannot absorb iron. Our bodies are meant to absorb iron with 2 more nutrients. If you're out of balance with your B's or C's, okay? These are things that we can't produce. So we have to have them in our diet in order to absorb the iron. So if you're lacking iron, the answer is not more iron. The answer is taking something else to absorb the iron. So in your diet, steak with C and spinach. That will help you absorb the iron. So just like we can't just take the iron, we can't just have the advice or the lessons or the stories talked to us. We need to be able to listen and learn about it. If we surround ourselves with others that want to help, that pray for us, that encourage us, that are willing to stand with us, but we are offended by how they want to help or hold us accountable or suggest what we do, if our egos aren't allowing us to hear what they say, we're not absorbing that learning. Being a mentorship is, what was the definition? The guidance of someone's hindsight to be your foresight. As you get older, you want to share more about what you've learned in your life. And if you do it to the one that's not ready to hear, it falls on deaf ears. But when we actually build relationships and learn from each other, this is where the iron sharpenings iron happen. Because when you do it in love, this is a purpose to sharpen the iron, not to hurt somebody, not to criticize somebody, but to actually lift them up. You're helping them. So applying it to our lives and starting better daily habits and letting somebody speak into our life is why God lets us go through that struggle, I believe. So don't let your ego or pride get in the way, because that's exactly what the enemy wants, separation. So learn from each other. Let your edges be sharpened. That's what I had today. Thank you so much for being here. I pray that it helps you go back in the Word, ask God what He wants you to know, and then be open to what He says. Just, you come across something that's confusing, you say, what do you want me to know about that? And there's a thought that comes. Don't let the enemy grab that thought. That is God speaking to you. So thank you for joining me. You are loved. You are never alone. And the world needs you to go be a blessing. So have a great weekend.